Alright, see for now for chachi bibi asamo bibi akwa bibi edeba enkasa TV so enkasa kasi eboso na edru sisi asemo amu se me jema beje say dia a update any trending news on kwana me this from mati for my abusia for NDC Amoako no nyina ni se John Dramani Mahama the final third term one or winti yes we trust our term we are 2028 and anya ono na ebegina e ama osunu kokoko sorry chinye party no e ama NDC Amoako ni bi na abusia for NDC Amoako na conduct sobi bi a chese the obest succeed John Dramani Mahama omuguso hwehwem the obetimi egina e ama NDC Amoako na abusia for nipa na mo expect say obedi kan no anya ono ne dey kan na percentage so a na omo hwe se omo benya no so enye no na omo nyan ti mumi nkuti sobe ni mo list a chese esiedun kati amukwa third Haruna Idrisu so eda number 1 a chese amanfo bebe na so chese Ibrahim Mahama so etimi ebetimi possible so no so betimi egina ama NDC Amoako mumi nkuti ensen mu nchemu yepa. Subscribe to my channel, like and never join the comment section.
Okay. Nobody has said anything. Nobody has given us any name. But in our own wisdom, we look at the NDC people and list whatever who we think we can list. And we took a decision to take some people out for our own reason. Okay. To enable us to have a very good sense of where we are. If you ask them who would you want to lead NDC in the 2028 elections, 27% of them said Haruna Idrisu, Minister of Education. Johnson Asedin Ketia, 26%. Dr. Atta 22%.
That's a tight race.
Very tight race. Julius Debra, 11%. Honorable Ablakwa, 8%. Zenato, 4%. And the rest of them, 3%. So all the names that you'll be thinking about is past the 3%. Now, if you look at among NPP, 23 want Haruna, 31 wants Mosquito, 20 prefer Atufosi, Debra 13%, Ablakwa 5%, Ajiman Rollins 5%, and others 3%. Look at the NDC base. 30% Haruna, 24 Mosquito, 22 Atufosi, 11 Debra. Look, the race is here.
Amongst the four?
Yes.
The four people?
Yes, the race is there.
Yeah.
Race is there. And then among 14 voters, you can see the numbers there as well. 14 voters, Haruna 21%. Now, if we compare this data to what we did in April, you could see that Haruna has gone up from 25 to 27%. What happened in April, July or June, we dropped Jendana Opoku from the list.
Okay.
So her numbers begin to realign.
Yeah.
Now, when we look at Asedin Ketia,
the biggest gainer is Asedin Ketia.
Yes, he's the biggest gainer in that decision to drop Jendana.
By 100%.
Absolutely, from 13 to 26%.
Yeah.
Atufosin from 17 to 22%. Debra from 8 to 11.
Okay.
Ablakwa suffered from 14 to 8.
Oh, he dropped.
And also Zenato dropped from 8
what accounted for Ablakwa's drop?
No, you see, and that is the intelligence we have. You want to see what proportion of Jendana supporters will move, and if they move, where will they go to?
And they didn't go to Ablakwa?
No.
Okay, interesting.
He even lost grounds.
Okay.
So these are the kind of insight we have that most people don't know we have.
Okay.
We can tell you what proportion went where, and from which region, and from which demography. All right, let's go next.
Quite interesting. We'll have to wrap up here.
All right, okay.
But yeah, just wrap up with this.
I think what we are seeing in the NDC race is a generational divide.
Okay.
And we can see from this angle, if you look at people who in 2024 voted for John Mahama and how they are voting for the NDC primaries, you could see that the combined vote of Ablakwa, Zenato, Atufosin, and Haruna accounts for 65% of John Mahama's voters.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it means 65% of John Mahama voters are looking elsewhere than the older generation.
Okay.
Interesting. One seven. Meaning I had who could see an antatrini. She said, Mimi, who as the pop. Say, electoral commission, I will say, almost say they want a timelines for a date for a year.
Or more at the Barbon say 37 polling stations within Ablekuma North. And now, Omu say, results need free or buy and pay corporation no me and who say no problems kakra problems are now one say both party agents in no a penny on signatures also but na returning officers no and na omo signatures in so enti omo hwehwe mu an omo say out of 37 no now 19 of them and then share that any clear it is a sanity they are not say 19 polling stations no as I say omokokoye elections for wa omo date aba to ho
and a party so say assembly they can call court ema court ka say yento aba ni na fo aba na amato no eno ano no na electoral commission police for ema omo the needed you know omo kan aba no omo declare that was it and I know now omo anko back to the court you answer omo sanso aba back say omo pese omo san ba beto aba no foforo that is 19 polling stations no on person omo san kokoto eno foforo once one church dem na me position support the party okay position but I will be some personal opinion how did we get here we are getting gozo for the first time I go to aba no usempa my follow elections 2008 my follow election okay since we were in school young days in Pemba College I had about those days to now ya to aba many fear di me hu aba 4 times or 5 times in Ghana ya to aba we are the atmosphere become very tensed both leaders you know losers muntie bi yo Ghana for na me be kan mo be ka say makoka se matia obi me sra mo pa o se na no me ba se me je fia se me be ka the second one obi ba je kedi am be kan eno say muntie niye mo amotie cho nyina muntie niye because me be kan e ba ko ye bibi fufo da akofa bibi aba but asem pa na me be kan from time immemorial we follow election me person follow me nyina ye go along with what I'm saying when you Fred in your problem we are share the country, the mood of the country. So be Lusua and I will be Rinia, presidential candidate, President Rawlings or Jacob or any other person, how do they react? Whether Lusua now or Rinia, how many minutes, hours, days, and times, and out. We tell you, everybody declare whether they've conceded or won an election in this country. Baby, muntie ani ye pa Ghana for muntie ni. The other way the best one of the ones na buy you. We also be pass ma make no muntie ni ye. Me who be that for my life mu say MPs akọ various constituencies akọ file say omo gina MPP dimu ami akọ to aba a president or presidential candidate in Eko. There are a series of intimidations and attacks going on. NDC me catch us me preempt before the election say I foresee say NDC for be intimidate MPP for the kind. Emma me me come Mahama fie to see how they will react and all that. The next day you saw
Basinta in the boys.
But me san twa adwene mrechi na man for nti the person can
so
in ode yan twa adwene kokra in 2008 it took Akufo-Addo a long time, less than 70 hours 72 hours to come out and concede for President Mills. Me boy
exactly
because he need